Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
When you hear this, what do you feel? At IMAX, you'll feel transported by our unique sound system and crystal clear images. Like you're running across a desert planet or defending your city from a surprise invasion. With immersive IMAX sound and screens curved to show more, we take fans to the edge of their seats. Get tickets to Dune Part 2 now and experience it in IMAX's exclusive expanded aspect ratio.
During the situation of our relationship, I knew that she was seeing the ex-guy that she was with. Now, I had a feeling that he was staying in her house while I was there.
This is the plaintiff, Raul Lopez. He says the defendant, his former girlfriend, stole his car, is hiding it and refusing to give it back to him or pay him what it's worth. The woman's a thief. He now has to take cabs everywhere, is handicapped, and can't be chasing this woman down any longer. So he's suing her here and now for the $5,000 he's owed. This is the defendant, Jessica Melendi. She says the plaintiff didn't want the car anymore, so she offered to take it off his hands for him. Unfortunately, their relationship soured a few weeks later, and for him to turn around now and sue her is pathetic, simply put. He's nothing more than a penniless loser with nothing better to do than harass her. She is accused of stealing from a former lover. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $4,299.03 for all the money she's paid during their relationship.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Raul Lopez, you are suing your former girlfriend, Jessica Melendi, for $5,000 in money that you put into a car that she has taken, and you have a counterclaim against him for $4,299.03. in money that you fronted him for numerous things during your relationship. All right, what's going on?
How you doing, Your Honor?
Hello.
In June of 2014, I had just came home from being incarcerated.
What were you incarcerated for?
For drugs. I met Jessica and I told her my situation. You know, I just came out of jail. She was working as a dental assistant, and I told her, you know, my situation of me being disabled, that before I was in jail that I had a car. I had a few objects, but I needed help. Before I got incarcerated, my car ended up getting tickets, and the car was under my name.
Did you pay the tickets or you didn't pay?
I didn't know I had the tickets until I came out.
How do you not know? There's $1,500 in tickets, right?
No, because the car was parked when I went to jail. It accumulated.
Oh.
So,
right. so now the car gets moved to Florida.
I go to Florida. I bring the car to Florida.
That way there's no boot and no tow and whatever else.
No,
The car gets moved to Florida.
I brought the car to Florida before I went to jail.
All right, so now the car's in Florida.
Yeah.
You have this new girlfriend, so you two decide that you're going to go together to Florida to pick up the car.
Yes.
All right, so you go down to Florida and you pay for the airline tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, how come you pay for the airline ticket?
Well, he asked if he can also go because he wants to see his parents. Because I haven't seen my parents either for a while. It's like something fun for me.
All right, so when you go down there, there's some expenses having to do with the car. You end up buying 4 new tires.
Yes.
Okay, why are you paying for everything?
Because I understand that I get to keep the car.
Well, but when he says, I need 4 new tires on my car, you don't realize that you're not going to get to keep the car?
Well, he didn't say it was his car.
What did he say to you?
Registration, the car already, before we even got to Florida, everything was registered under my name. The registration and
but
insurance.
the title of the car is under whose name?
Both our names.
So he added you to the car.
Right.
He did not just give it to you.
Right. His mother told him, advised him not to.
Well, I'd advise my son not to, too. So why did you add her name to the title?
Because this was a situation. I didn't know I could register a car if I had parking tickets.
You thought you couldn't register the car without
tickets.
paying for the tickets. So you were looking for somebody else to register the car in their name, right? And then as it turns out, you had a bunch of tickets, correct?
Yes.
How many tickets did you have?
Like $1,300 worth of tickets.
$1,900.
So when you say, I didn't realize you could register a car, you think that means I didn't realize you could get away with registering a car with $1,300, but you didn't really get away with it because what ended up happening?
They had a boot under her name.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They
you
put a
Pay me
boot-
now or pay me later, pal.
Listen.
But you're gonna pay me.
Your Honor-
That's what happened.
Your Honor, listen.
So what ends up happening is
That's what I said.
the car, did it get towed?
No.
Okay, so it got booted, and the only way to get the boot off is to
Was
pay the
the
ticket.
$1,900
But now
of tickets.
it's her $1,900 worth of tickets instead of your $1,500 worth of tickets. Now it kind of seems like you should have just paid your $15.
No, this was
So
a
who ends
situation.
up paying all those tickets?
My father did.
Okay, her tickets.
Her tickets.
Not your ticket.
I didn't know he was going to help me out.
You didn't know he was going to help you out. Your father tells you he's going to pay her tickets, right? What you mean is, I didn't know I had $1,500 or $1,900.
I knew what I had. As soon as we come back
Can't
from Florida.
you just look it up online whether you have tickets?
I don't
or not?
know. See, I'm computer illiterate. You know what I mean?
Computer illiterate?
I'm computer illiterate
go
when
on
it
a
comes
little
down to
bit.
Well,
that.
you need to get on that.
You know, and I'm also, I'm
I'm
not used to
not
having one hand, and I'm dealing with my situation as it is right
Did
now.
your situation just happen?
Yeah,
What happened to you?
I end up getting shot in my head, sitting in my car. But,
By? By?
somebody in the street.
Sorry to hear.
But this is the situation. If I would have knew that my father would have helped me, if I would have asked.
Right. If you had known that your father would in the future help you, you would have had him help you with your
No, but
future,
this was
not
the
hers.
situation. The
I got
tickets
it.
accumulated.
You're suing her for the $1,856.19 that your father
For
paid.
my father.
You didn't. Okay. All right. And you are suing her for taxi cabs from May because when you guys come back, things go bad. What made things go bad? How come you guys broke up?
This would happen. 2 days before she ended up taking my car, she tells me, "Oh, can you come over? Can you come over?" I end up going to her crib, right? Sorry. I end up going to her house. When I went to her house, I parked the car. There was no parking because she lives in the projects. 7 o'clock, we have to move the car in the morning. It was 6:45. I say, "Jesse, I got to go move the car." She says, "No, let me go get it." Cool. I give her the key. It's 15 to 7. I hear one door slam. Boom, that's her daughter going to school. I hear another door slam. Boom, she's still in the house. During the situation of our relationship, I knew that she was seeing the ex guy that she was with. Now, I had a feeling that he was staying in her house while I was there. But every time
Did you know she was
she
seeing?
talks to herself. When she goes in the kitchen and talks to herself, and I would think somebody's there, and I thought I was bugging out, but it tends to realize she was talking to the dude in the house. That's when I said, hold on, I just heard somebody else go out. She goes out, and when I'm looking to see if she comes around, I see her running out the building with her son through the projects. She takes my car.
Okay, so she takes your car.
And never brings it back. She hides the car. I'm not gonna go around looking for my car because I'm handicapped. She hides a car 5-6 blocks
Wait, but
away.
what does she say to you when you finally see
She
her?
says nothing. She says, "I'm not giving you the car back. You're robbed. That's it."
Wait, that's what she says?
That's
You're
what
robbed?
she tells me. She said, "I just robbed you. Ha ha ha." And she hangs up the phone.
Okay, did that happen?
I don't think so.
Oh, you don't think so? What do you think? Because that was a very vague answer to
The
that.
police came there.
Go ahead.
I don't think so. I don't remember saying those words. When he called me, he asked me what happened to the car. I told him I parked the car. I took my son to school, and I said, "You should just take a cab and go home."
Why are you taking a car that is registered in both of your names? Because I'm not believing you that he gave you the car. I'm just not. Now you're counterclaiming him for the airline tickets, for your flight to Florida, a small amount that you returned to his father for tickets,
Nothing.
and $400. Were you supposed to pay back the father?
Well, he didn't tell me that. That's an agreement that he made with the father. I never spoke to the father on the phone.
Listen, lady.
He didn't tell me.
Lady, do you owe the father the rest of the money? Not him. Do you owe the father the rest of the money for your tickets?
Well, you put me in a difficult position.
You
didn't tell me.
I didn't put you in. I did not rack up $1,856.19
I
of
could have
tickets.
paid my own tickets at the time.
Well, then
He
you pay them
said
now.
he
What's the
called
problem with paying them now? If you would have paid them at the time, then you can pay them now too.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here in front of the TMZ Celebrity Tour Bus. Hey, everybody! People in Los Angeles, from all over the country taking the tour. So here's the question. Who is more vengeful when relationships end? Men or women?
Women.
Why is that?
We are evil.
Why is that?
Hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn.
I've heard that. Men or women?
I say women, yeah.
Interesting. Men or women, real quick.
Definitely women.
Men or women?
Women.
Anybody say men here? Really? Why? Oh, come on. Come, misdirected woman. Come over here.
Men get really crazy. I mean, they do violent stuff. I mean, we eat ice cream, but they come back like with sledgehammers and knives.
Ice cream versus sledgehammers going inside the courtroom.
You have the car, right?
Yes.
You're counterclaiming $4,299.03 because you want him to pay you for insurance from February through March. You want the money back that you paid to his dad.
These are responsibilities towards the car, yes.
Okay, wait. You want the money that you paid his dad. The poor dad who has nothing to do with anything. You want the money back, the $450 you paid his dad, you want it back.
Right.
Do you think we'd be here if you had just returned the car?
No.
Well,
No, the answer to that is no. I can answer that for you, sweetheart.
he abandoned the vehicle.
He abandoned the vehicle. You left somebody in a wheelchair while you took off in the car to run your errands. How dare you?
It's in my house. I brought
Talk.
it
There
from
is
Florida
no
to
question
my
pending.
house.
Stop.
I'm just saying the facts.
No me dejes esa cara tampoco. The Blue Book value of that car is $2,285. Okay? I find that you owe him $1,142.50 for the car. That's one. Two, you owe his father $1,406.19 for the tickets. That is my judgment. Good luck, folks.
I get my car.
Plaintiff collects over $2,500, almost $2,550. This is the defendant here. Now's your chance to say what?
What a bum loser. I'm serious. I don't owe him anything. At the end of the day, he's just making all this up. I did not steal the car. We brought it together in the relationship to the house. The person who left is the person who basically
Abandoned. You say
He
abandoned.
abandoned the car.
Yeah, into your possession.
Yeah, but it's in my possession. Why would I throw away a car that somebody already threw away?
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. All right, follow Officer McIntosh that way, please. All right, that brings us to the plaintiff coming out here into the hallway. What's going through your mind here?
She's just bugged out. That's what bugged people do, and I'm just happy that the judge ruled in favor of me. Hopefully, I get my car back and let her start walking for the winter. But
well, you had a good relationship at one time, right?
No, it wasn't good. It was just she tried to get over. That's it. You know.
All right.
But it's been good. The judge did good.
Okay. All right, right down this way. Okay. Let's go to Harvey in the street.
You know, Kurt, I got to tell you, I can't figure out whether she just doesn't get it or whether she is just a bad person. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now. Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.
This is the plaintiff, Shari Ann Stevens. She says she had a fire in her house, and the insurance company relocated her to the defendant's house. When she was ready to move out, she asked the defendant for her security back, and the guy said she ruined his house. Ruined his house? What a liar! She's suing the scamming defendant here and now for the $3,300 she's owed and can't wait to see the look on his face when she gets it. This is the defendant, Roy Nozinski. He says the plaintiff lived the last month of her tenancy by using her security deposit. Not only doesn't he owe her any money, she owes him because she destroyed his childhood home. And he's coming after her for his losses here in court today. He's accused of being a liar. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for damages.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff had a fire in her house. She rented the defendant's house temporarily, says the defendant just screwed her over. But the defendant says she literally destroyed his childhood home. It's the case of flameout.
Thank you, Douglas. Sherry Ann Stevens, you're suing Roy Nozinski, your former landlord, for $3,300 representing a security deposit that you feel he is wrongfully withholding. You have a counterclaim against her for $5,000. According to you, your actual damages exceed that and are $5,400 and change, because according to you, she wrecked your childhood home. Let me hear from you first.
Back in October of 2014, I had a fire at my house, and I had to be relocated by my insurance company. So out of all the apartments that I saw, I liked his house the most, so we rented it.
Is it a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Okay.
It's a two-family house.
Okay, so you lived on the top floor?
On the top floor.
Okay.
The insurance company agreed to pay him $3,300 a month. The list was supposed to be for 6 months until June, and if my house was not completed, that he would rent me on a month-to-month basis after that until all my repairs were done.
Okay. Do you have a lease?
I do.
Let me see your lease that's signed by both parties. Do you have a lease?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. Sorry.
That's all right. Let me see your lease. I want originals, folks, not copies.
Oh, thank you.
You rented it from when to when?
December to July.
This says November 3rd. Does that sound right?
November probably to July. Let me see.
It was supposed to be 6 months from November?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me see what you have as a lease. Is this an original or a copy?
It's a copy.
Okay. This is a completely different lease than I have, than he is providing me. This is your signature here, but where's his signature? Because I don't see it on there. So who, were you dealing with him? Were you dealing with somebody else?
This is what I got from Home Source.
From where?
Home Source, which was the company that paid him for the rent. Because he was being paid by my insurance company.
So you used your own lease that you always use?
Correct.
And then she signed your lease? Right. So let me hear from you then. You were supposed to leave in May, right? Or April 30th?
Yes.
So did you talk to him and tell him I need to stay, it's still not ready? Did you say anything?
He was contacted by Home Source and myself, which he agreed to.
So you talked to him?
Yeah, we spoke.
All right. And he agreed you can stay?
He agreed.
Right, month to month?
He agreed to stay. So, I actually spoke to a neighbor, and then the neighbor said, you don't know him. Roy is very, crazy. He said, you just be careful with him. He was like, he's like those tenants who were there before you downstairs, they moved out, and he didn't want to pay them their security money. He had an issue. They had to go to court.
Okay. This is rank hearsay.
This is rank hearsay.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, this is what initiated the conversation about me beginning to ask him for the security, and that was in June. And he started giving me a lot of vague answers. I asked him on several occasions.
But how can you're still living there? Why would the guy give you your security while you're still there?
I wasn't asking for it, but I wanted to know, I wanted an understanding as to what the arrangement was going to be and how it was going to be done.
No one can answer that until you've moved out. In other words, what can I tell you about your security deposit? If everything's fine, then you get it all back. In any event, what day do you move out?
I actually was supposed to move out on the 2nd of July. And when the movers came, I was not home. Apparently, he was at the house at the time. When I got there,
Why weren't you there when your movers were there?
They got there before I did. I was at work, and I was on my way.
How much before you did?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
When I got home, I found Roy in the apartment with the movers. They had started packing the stuff, and I got very upset. I said, this is where I live, I have my personal belongings here. Before you just let people in, even if they're movers, I should be here.
Why did you let movers in? Is that true? On the 2nd, she still is occupying it. Why are you opening the door if we're talking about 20 minutes?
I didn't know they were still occupying it. I was told by this home source company that they were arranging to pick up their furniture. It's rented furniture from some company. Yeah, and we have lots of text messages back and forth.
Let me see text messages that she sent to you on or before July 2nd that led you to believe she had moved out.
I don't know if I could find a text message that she had moved out.
Okay, well, that's what you said. There were all these text messages.
It's July 4th.
That's what you said. That's why I asked you to look for it. You said, well, there were all these text messages. All right, so I guess you were overreaching then. So now tell me, you let them into somebody else's place, which you shouldn't have done. All right, you come home and you're angry, so you start screaming it up. And what happens when you scream it up?
Even while I was living in the house, there was many occasions, and he's my witness, where Mr. Roy let himself in. There was one day I came home and he called me at work to say, that I had the heat on a certain temperature, and he didn't like that. That was too much heat. He's not going to pay. He lowered it, and then he let himself back in another day and put a lock on it.
On the heater?
On the thermostat.
What, does Elise say anything about how you can pop in unannounced or no?
I never popped in unannounced. I always make a phone call, always.
You make a phone call and you wait for an answer, or you just...
Yes, of course. I let them know that I'm on my way, but that wasn't the case.
Let them know I'm on my way, you making a mutually...
Well, it sounds like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's
there was a problem
unless there's something that they sign where they say you can just pop in like you're the RA and this is a dorm, and you can, come in anytime you want, none of which I see in the lease. You really aren't supposed to do that. Now, who's a gentleman with his arms crossed?
That's not exactly what happened.
That's right.
My husband, Joanna.
Okay, so he was living there with you?
Yes.
Come on up. Had you had a problem with him walking in, or just your wife told you about it?
I was in the house. He came in twice. They don't know I was home.
Were you home at the time?
Yes.
Okay, so he just opens the door, didn't knock?
And he didn't knock, and my mother-in-law was at home downstairs with towel. So when she has a towel, they walk in, the woman run upstairs. I said, what is that? He said, somebody's downstairs. When I came, it was him. So I asked him what he's doing here. Somebody live here. You're not supposed to walk in.
Right.
And he said, this is my property. This is my house. I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. There was an issue with the heating system. They called me to come in to check the heat again because the upstairs bedroom was a little cold. They had the thermostat at 90. I didn't know a thermostat could even go to 90. And that was the issue. So I was in the house with their permission, telling me to come there and fix the heat. And that's what I'd been doing. I never was there unannounced.
All right, let's talk
without
about
the communication.
July 2nd. You get into an argument with him because he's let the people into your house. And where's your husband on that day? Why isn't he?
He was at work, but he was on his way as well.
Okay. So when you get there, he has already let the people in to take the rental furniture out. And then what happens? Because you didn't exit on July 2nd. You ended up staying another 6 days, and I need to understand
there was an argument. Because of the argument between me and him, the moving company asked the movers to leave. They felt like they didn't want them involved in whatever was going on between me and him, and that they wanted Home Source to reschedule another date.
Okay, and so you stayed an extra 6 days?
So
Where were you supposed to be on July 3rd?
Back in my house.
Okay, so now you believe that you should get your security deposit back because according to you, you didn't damage anything.
Right.
And you didn't stay over the time you're supposed to stay. When was the last time you paid rent? Or the insurance company paid rent?
I have a listing of all the payments.
I know, but I don't even trust whoever, because that's the same people who sent you a lease that was never signed. But let's see that. What's your answer? When was the last time that they paid rent?
July.
So they paid
rent
July?
Should have been paid up until July 4th.
Okay, is that accurate?
The checks came from them directly to him.
To where? To a bank account? Or in the mail?
No.
You don't look too sure. Don't make me run in circles for now. I'm like the police. Don't make me chase you. Did they pay you from June to July 4th?
They eventually paid me, yes.
Okay, excellent. Now, you let the people in, you get mad, and now there's no move in a timely fashion. And now there's an extra 4 days. I have to figure out whose fault is that, and whether that counts against you or against him. But according to you, you are keeping the security deposit and then some. For what reasons? Tell me what damages you say she did to your home that you grew up in.
Okay. The main damage was the scratched living room floor.
Show me the pictures of the scratched living room floor.
They're all here on my phone.
And do you have pictures of what the place looked like when you rented it?
You wanna?
What's your answer to that?
I don't recall there being any scratches on the floor.
Who lived there? You, your husband, and who else?
My mom and my 3 children.
Did you have pets in there?
No.
Okay.
And I
so
have a
now,
copy of the
according
check.
to you, it's going to cost $600 for you to fix the hardwood floors. Do you have pictures of the place the way it was handed over?
Yes.
With scratchless.
Scratchless.
You understand what I'm asking, right?
Yes.
Also, she moves in November of 2014. Did somebody live there before her?
No.
Do you know whether or not somebody lived there before you?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Now, this is June 12th of 2014. So it was actually being redone?
The whole house was completely gut rehabbed. It's all brand new.
And it had been concluded when? Like, when was the rehab concluded? Was she the first tenant?
Yes.
Okay. So, talk to me about the changing of the locks. Apparently, at some point, they are sick of you walking in and out, and so they changed locks. And then you had to pay $190 to a locksmith to change the locks to...
I changed the locks.
Okay. You changed the locks after they left?
I changed the locks after they left, yes. When I
And
came
why
back.
did they have to pay for it?
Because she never returned the keys.
Okay. Did you return the keys?
Well, I was asking for an arrangement where we could switch keys, me get my security deposit.
Oh, but that's not how it works. He gets 30 days to review it and decide what he's going to give you back. So you held the keys hostage, is what you did. Okay, got it. What about the vanity drawer? That false panel there or whatever? It fell
I
off?
actually put it back before I moved. This is 2 days before I moved. It fell off on its own. And
really, nobody pulled it out?
Nobody pulled it out.
Okay. And the carpet, according to you, you're charging $600 for the carpet. Why?
The carpet was burned with an iron.
Is that accurate?
That's true.
Okay.
When I came back from vacation, I saw it back on.
I don't know how to use a Samsung. Here's what we're going to do. Stand here. I need you to come right here. It'll go faster. So that's the drawer that was missing?
Yes.
All right.
The panel.
Okay. All right. Now, I want you to show me what's wrong with the rug.
Well, this is the rug in the other room that has paint or something on it from the kids. This is paint on the walls.
Ah! How old are your kids?
My son, he's 5.
Okay. Well, the 5-year-old, was that the 5-year-old drawing with crayons on the wall? I can't hear you.
You wanna?
Yes or no?
That, yes.
Or was
but
that you?
I washed.
Okay.
I mean.
So these are pictures that he took before you moved out?
Yeah.
Okay. Show me the iron one. That's the last one I want to see.
Here.
Okay. So go ahead and take your place back there and show me the evidence that these things are going to cost the amounts you're saying.
Well, unfortunately, Your Honor, the only thing I really have is the...
You have to be kidding me.
So do tenants respect the houses or apartments they rent? What do you think?
Not usually.
Why's that?
Well, I think it's because you don't own it and you get comfortable like it is your home, and so you treat it.
Yeah, but if you get comfortable, wouldn't you respect it?
Well, I think up to a point because you live there, but you don't own it.
I know, but would you respect it, or do they just automatically, like, they'll put crap in the shower and just let it sit in the tile and ruin it? Is that just the way it works?
I would personally respect whatever I own or rent, but not everybody.
You think most people don't if they rent?
Yes, I agree.
Boy, this is a hard stretch. I got to tell you, going inside the courtroom.
No, I only have what it cost me to do the floors for the house.
Let me see that. What evidence? Where do you get $600 from to fix the carpet?
It's $12 a square yard. I could get carpeting for $12 a square yard installed. That's how it works out.
Why didn't you get an estimate if you're coming to court and laying claim to someone's money?
I only had 2 weeks to come here, and there was family matters.
2 weeks? Do it 2 weeks ago. If you tried 14 days ago, they might have been able to do it on day 12.
Yes, Your Honor.
$500 for a cleaning fee. I see that inside of the lease it says that you are agreeing to a $500 cleaning fee, right? That's right in the lease. Did you read the lease before you signed it?
The copy that I had.
Okay. So what you are claiming, it's $3,300 a month, correct?
Yes.
And what you are claiming is July 4th through August 4th? Because you didn't get paid after July 4th.
No.
Is that correct?
Yes, I did not get paid.
Okay. Let's go over what you are claiming in damages. Do you have proof that it costs $190 to change a lock?
I have the cost of the locks. I didn't produce a bill, no, Your Honor.
Whose labor, yours?
Yes. I manage the property, Your Honor.
That's lovely. Okay. What proof do you have that it's going to cost $600 to fix those hardwood floors? You said all I have is proof of the $600. You hand me this. This isn't proof of the $600. This is proof that you got the job done a few months before she came in. But it's not proof of the $600. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to award you the amount. I'm going to entitle you to keep from the security deposit based on the proof that I have heard here today, the following. The $19.49 and $24.80 in locks, you're entitled to that. An amount that I decide on the floors, because you brought me zero proof of it, and I'm going to decide that those are going to cost you about $400 to remove. The amount for the carpet that she acknowledges having damaged, the cleaning fee you're entitled to, and that takes care of everything else you're complaining about, because that takes care of the crayon and that takes care of absolutely everything else. That's a total in damages of $1,544.29. I'm going to allow you rent for the period of time that she stayed over, and that means that you are entitled to keep from the security deposit $1,969.29, which means that you owe the plaintiff $1,330.71. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, you defendant here, the landlord got to keep a chunk of the money, although your evidence was a little faulty.
Yeah, I had a little difficult time gathering the receipts that I had.
If you want to go into court and prove your damages, what should you do?
You should have very good records. Absolutely.
So next time you get sued, remember that.
No question.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, so step on in here, and you didn't get everything you sued for, but right next to her, what's your reaction to this?
I'm disappointed. I always thought verdicts were based on evidence.
Well, there was damage to the rugs and other things that were pretty evidentiary, don't you think?
Well, the damages that I thought were evident, I admitted to them, and I'm just disappointed.
All right, Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, I got to tell you, this defendant is lucky that he got any money without providing estimates. This is a very basic thing, and a lot of judges will just shut you down. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Jay Mandel. He says the defendant backed her car directly into his in a parking lot, and she refuses to pay him for the damages she caused. No one wants to take responsibility for their actions today, and it's a real shame he has to take time from his busy day to bring her to court to get his money. But hey, it is what it is. He's suing for $1,235.12. These are the defendants, Lauren O'Donnell and Nathaniel Burkhardt. Lauren says she looked behind her before backing out of her parking spot at the beach, and all was clear. Then, out of nowhere, the plaintiff must have backed up as she was backing out. She was livid because the collision was 100% his fault. She has a police report, and she's not paying the careless plaintiff a penny. They're accused of a backup smack-up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant backed her car into his in a parking lot, but the defendant says the plaintiff shot out of nowhere, so it's his fault. It's the case of you've got a parking lot of nerve.
Okay, Jay Mandel, you are suing Lauren O'Donnell and Nathaniel Burkhardt for $1,235 that you say it's going to cost to fix your car, which you say was damaged at their negligence. Tell me what happened.
Well, Saturday on July 25th of this year, my wife and I went into the parking lot at Point Pleasant Beach, waiting for a parking spot. It was all backed up. There was cars in front of me, behind me.
Come on up to the sketch here, and that way I'll understand exactly what you're saying visually.
Well, we entered into the parking lot, and there were cars all in front, all backed up. Cars were filled in all the parking spots.
Okay.
I had a car in front of me, a car behind me. Then a family.
Take the other car that's there and show me what happened.
A family of four came this way, cars following them with direction signal. They came, walked around, and got into their car. My car was approximately like that. Nobody could move.
All right, so they walk around your car, get in their car?
Got in their car.
And?
We were still waiting for traffic to move. The next thing, we got banged in the car.
Show me how it happened.
They backed out, hit there. When I saw my side view mirror, by that time they pulled back in. I put the car in park, asked my wife if she's okay. I got out. Defendant Warren O'Donnell got out, said, sorry, I didn't see your car. Made sure everybody was okay. There was damage to my back fender, which was pulled out and broken.
Do you have
and the
a
tail
picture?
light.
Do you have a picture?
Yes, several pictures.
And some estimates for me to look at?
Yes.
Hand them forward. What happened?
The parking lot was a madhouse. It was like, it was dead stop. There was kids, cars everywhere. We were leaving. We went to the aquarium with our children.
Pictures.
When I went to pull out, I looked. I didn't see anybody. I did. I looked everywhere. I didn't see anybody. And when I backed out, next thing I knew I heard a collision. An impact.
Well, it was obviously there. We have a saying in Spanish, like golpe avisa, which means, you'll know you've gone too far when you hear the crunch, like when you actually hear the hit. So,
I honestly just didn't see him. I looked. I don't know if he was in a blind spot or if perhaps he moved back. I don't really know what happened because I thought I was clear. I wouldn't just go backing into him if I knew he was there. That's absurd. I just didn't see him there.
All right. So what's your defense?
I didn't see, he was not there. I don't know what he was doing in his
you have a better
vehicle.
defense in your pocket? You raising your hand? Were you in the car?
Actually, I do, Your Honor.
Were you in the car?
No, I was outside the car.
Yes. Okay. Wait, you were outside?
I was outside. Where you see the two cars, back bumpers, I was actually standing out, stopping traffic. I saw everything.
So does she have any argument at all about she's backing up and all of a sudden he darts at no?
Absolutely not. You're supposed to keep looking as you back out. Like, you're not supposed to just look once and then back out. Who does that?
Okay, that's actually an interesting point. You're nodding no to that.
Women drivers. That's all that.
Oh, God, okay. So he got it right. Okay. Kidding. Going inside the courtroom.
So you're back there, stop. You're going, come. Oh, no. Crash. Stop. Is that what happened?
At some point, I was going stop. That's correct. Yes. But I don't know if I was stopping the cars this way.
You're standing where in relation to the man's car?
Would you like me to show?
Yes, I do.
This is our car.
Uh-huh.
This is theirs. I was standing here.
Well, his car can't be where you put it because then you wouldn't have hit it. So put his car where it was hit.
It was hit probably closer.
Okay, so all right.
But when I first walked out, the car was, I believe he may have been backing up.
Oh, you think he backed up?
Yeah.
Was there a car behind him?
No, I was here blocking off traffic. Maybe he was too close to the car in front of him.
Did you see him back up?
No, I didn't, but I seen the brake lights come on. So at some point the car was moving and stopped. By the time I turned around, she was already moving. I didn't get a chance to tell her to back up yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's
so she can't
that's what I
pin
saw.
this one on you.
No, I'm completely innocent in everything.
Okay. Got it. Did you see him or no?
No, we were facing forward, waiting for traffic to move.
Yeah.
With my foot on the brake.
Okay, so what's your defense?
What I'm saying is, obviously she wouldn't purposely drive into a car.
Oh, no, heavens no. This isn't like a scolding. I'm just saying, what's your defense to paying the damage to his car? Why shouldn't you?
I believe he was backing up because the brake lights were not on, then they were on.
Except for that you said that you had to stop traffic, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that is because there is a steady flow of traffic, so it
was a
needs doing.
madhouse.
So that means there's a car in front of him, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming, yeah.
So were you backing up to take that space because you saw her walking to the car?
Actually, no. There was a car coming that was following them through the parking lot with a signal on.
Oh, that's what you had said
I couldn't
that I
even
missed
possibly back up.
So wait a minute, there was a car following them with a signal, like that's my person, right? That's my guy, I've been following them for, like, what is that? Either you're in a position to take the space or I'm in a position to take the space. I don't know. Let me see the damage. If you got a guy who's out there trying to stop traffic and tell you when it's clear, why don't you wait till the guy tells you?
thought I saw an opportunity to go.
If you were backing up in order to get this parking space, do you feel like you would be responsible for the accident?
If I was backing up, it would certainly be partially, but my foot.
Well, no, if you pop out of nowhere because you're backing up, how would she ever be? Like, in other words, she looks, it's clear, and then all of a sudden some person's backing up, which is not the natural progression of a car. It's not like, how would that be her fault if you come out of nowhere backing up? Neither one of you can testify, and you're standing right there, that he was backing up. You got this thing you're telling me about the light was on and then the light was off. You're standing out just trying to stop the flow of traffic, and the flow of traffic's over here. You're not looking at a light over here. So I don't know that you can really testify that the guy was backing up. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff in this case. $1,039.54, verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
Well, that's why they call it an accident. Here, step up a little bit. You didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
Any comments on this outcome now?
I'm just happy it's over.
What about your cohort over here, directing traffic into into cars into each other here?
I didn't wait for him to tell me to do anything.
What help is he? What good is he?
He's no good, man. No good.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so you win your case. What do you have to say about this here?
Oh, I'm very happy the judge decided in my favor.
What a crazy situation in this parking lot here with all the way you describe it. It seems like chaos.
Yeah, it was chaos. I was just trying to wait patiently, and things happen.
Was it a nice night? You saw the band, right? What band did you see?
With Brian Kirk and the Jerks. Excellent band.
Was it worth it?
It sure was.
All right. Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, look, there are certain, truisms in the law. And if you don't have the right of way, you have to make it your business to make sure that you can pull back, you can move forward, you can do whatever you're doing, that you do it safely without hitting anybody. If you hit somebody and you don't have the right of way and they do, all of these excuses, they're going too fast, they came out of nowhere, they will do you no good, you will lose in court.
Hi, this is Andy Katz, host of March Madness 365, presented by Grammarly. This week on the podcast, listen as we dive deep into the bracket as it stands and give our predictions moving forward. Listen to March Madness 365 with Andy Katz, presented by Grammarly, wherever you get your podcasts. Grammarly is a secure AI writing partner that gives your team an instant first draft in a few clicks, not a few hours. Companies that use Grammarly save an average of 19 days per employee per year. Grammarly works seamlessly across 500,000 apps and websites. Get personalized on-brand writing help everywhere your team works. Learn what better writing can do for your company at Grammarly.com. Grammarly. Easier said, done.